What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know what I'm here for, to drop another jewel that's going to help you guys build your credit. Today, I'm doing an official review on the First Premier Bank Card MasterCard. As you can see right here, I like this card. It's a nice brown card. If you don't know, you can follow me on Instagram, Mr.Armani1985, or on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok under Paralegal Nation. All right, so let's go over this thing. But first, got to have the proof that it's on your credit. People want proof. So we're going to go over the credit report so we can go on, so I can show you guys when you guys get this card, what's going to be reported on your credit. It's always good to know how to decipher a credit report. All right, so the account name is going to pop up as First Premier Bank. That's the trade line name. Sorry about that. That's the trade line name, First Premier Bank. Account number is going to be a partial account number. They're not going to put the whole account number for identity theft issues. The account type is a credit card. It's not a secured credit card. It's a regular credit card. It's not an installment loan or anything like that. It's going to have the date open. It's going to show the date that you got approved for that particular credit card. And it's going to show open/close. Of course, when you have the account open, it's going to be open. If it's closed, it's going to be closed. Status is going to be open, never late. That is the most important status. You want it to be open, never late. You don't want it to be open with 60 days, 90 days, 120 days late. Because if you have late payments, then your score goes down. So open, never late is the best status to get reported on your credit report. Status updated. That's the last time that First Premier sent a update to the major credit bureaus. Balance. The balance that you carried over on your credit card. Balance updated. It's going to show the last time that the balance was updated from Premier that got sent to the credit bureau so they can report it on your credit. The credit limit. Majority of the credit limits start off anywhere between 300 on up. Mine started off at 500 because of my credit worthiness. At the time when I applied for this card, my credit was kind of low. But it's going to show your credit limit. Your monthly payment. Your monthly payment is if you set up a payment plan, or it's going to show an average of how much you pay a month. It's going to show your credit usage. You want your credit usage to be under 30% because you want your credit utilization to be under 30% because that's how you get more points. It's going to show last payment date. That's the last date that First Premier or whatever that trade line is, we're talking about First Premier, sent something to the credit bureaus as far as the payment. The highest balance, that's the highest balance that you ever accumulated on your card. Usually majority of credit reports shows the highest balance that you ever accumulated on that particular card. Terms, this is not a term credit card or a term primary trade line, so it's not going to be no term. Responsibility is going to show individual because this is a primary trade line in your name. So now, let's say if you was added as an authorized user, then it would show an authorized user. But unfortunately, when you apply for this account, it's going to show as an individual. And at the bottom, it's going to show the address where you can write them just in case there's any disputes or anything like that. Now, enough with the boring stuff. Now, let's go over the perks of the First Premier credit card. With this particular card, you must have a checking account. Not only because they just want to verify your identity, but this is one of the methods you can make a payment. There's two ways you can make a payment on your card. The checking account is a slower way. It takes anywhere from 3 to 5 to 14 days, depending on the ACH, depending on how long it takes for this First Premier to transfer the funds from your bank account to them. The second way you can pay with a debit card usually takes anywhere between 1 to 3 days. So there's two different ways you can make a payment depending on how fast you want to make the payment. Now, this particular card is good for those who want to build their credit. Usually a lot of people that has decent or exceptional credit, they don't go for these cards because it doesn't have rewards like that that's well worth it. We'll go over the rewards and perks momentarily. Now, the credit score that they want you to have is anywhere between the 500 on up. For those who are on a credit building journey, they got that 500 credit score that's been kind of intimidated, they don't know what to do, this is the right card for you. Now, they do have an option where they can give you eligible credit line increases. What they want to see is 12 on-time payments that you've been making payments on your card. You don't want to have any missed payments or any mishaps. What you want to do is you want to show them 12 months that you can make payments on time, or show them that you're actively using this card and paying off your balance, actively using this card, and then you'll qualify for a credit line increase. The APR on this particular card is pretty high. It's at a 36%. So the average APR for a lot of credit cards is between 19 on up to 24%, but this particular card has an APR of 36%. How do you diffuse that? Is make sure you pay your balances on time, pay them in full, so you don't have to worry about paying a high APR. Now the annual fee for this particular card is anywhere between $50 to $125, depending on your credit worthiness. So for those who have low credit, you're gonna merge more over to the $125 annual fee. For those who have least credit, the ones that have more better credit, your annual fee is gonna lean towards the $50 for the annual fee. Now the monthly fee is based off your credit worthiness as well, anywhere from $0 to $10.40. Again, you're gonna pay $10.40 if you have the bad credit. You're gonna pay close to $0 if you have the good credit. Okay. Now, there is an opening requirement for this particular card. They disguise it as a program fee. Okay, you're gonna pay anywhere from $55 to $95 just to start this card as like a down payment. It's another card that does the same thing. Total, they do it. Fit, MasterCard, they do it. It's just like a processing fee just to get you enrolled in this particular card. Now, transaction fees, some of the transaction fees either going to be $8 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever is greater. Meaning, when you try to go to the ATM machine, you do qualify to get a PIN number assigned to this card. They're going to either charge you $8 or 5% of the amount for that particular cash advance. You know how if you use a debit card, they might charge you a $3 for an out of network fee. This is considered their out of network fee. Now, if you do it in international, it'll charge you 3% per transaction for foreign fees. Now, with this particular card, they do have the First Premier app, and within this app, you can make a payment. You can also do credit line increases. You can also do credit line increases within the app. You can also make payments within the app. You can also add people as an authorized user within the app, which is very, very good. You can also look at your payment schedule, meaning that you can schedule payments for the future. And you can also go on there and check out, of course, your balance and your available credit. Now, they don't have a reward program to where you can earn cash back on rewards or anything like that. They don't have a referral where you can go ahead and send a link to your friends and family and you get any type of perks. When you go to their website is going to be www.mypremiercreditcard.com, and it's going to look like this. It's going to look like this, and these are the perks for both their cards. We're only going over the gold one, so that's that. And then they got the reviews. But like I say, this card is particular for those who's trying to get back on track to build their credit. Like I say, a lot of credit cards don't have cash advances. They do. A lot of credit cards don't have a mobile app. They do. And it just makes a lot of things more convenient for you and for your loved ones. What I like mostly about this card is not because of how convenient it is within the app. You can add someone as an authorized user. So let's say I have a family member that doesn't have any credit, or a younger brother that doesn't have any credit. Now, I don't use this card a lot. So let's say that I keep my balance 0 and available credit high. I can add one of my family members, and guess what? All my on-time payments and that 0 balance with all my available credit is going to transform to that particular person's credit card. So for the mothers out there and fathers out there that got 18, 19-year-olds and you don't want to get them in debt, and you got a credit card like this, go within the app, add that particular person as an authorized user, and it's going to jumpstart their credit. But remember, don't add them as an authorized user if you're not making your payments on time, because it's going to reflect on their credit. So start being disciplined and then add your kids as an authorized.